Are we on? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Microphone check. Lights.
Cameras.
This is swanky. This is lifestyle. This is culture. Welcome to the social center of everything culture. Culture Daily.
It's 10 past 9 here on our big conversation, and that was King Promise O'Malley, 10 Toes, I'm told. But loving that jam, loving that video, loving that visual, bringing us into the room convo. As rightly said a few minutes ago, we're going to be talking about monetization on YouTube. I know a lot of you have YouTube accounts, but of course, you start the process and like me, you give up halfway. It happens, I know. We give up because we just probably don't understand how it works. Loads of myths around it as well. We want to get into that convo and understand a lot about making money online. It's a making money online legit this week. But before that as well, your degree is also important to you at Lancaster University, Ghana. It's a British degree as a fraction. Your mics are all off. Listen, now if you want a vibrant student experience at a community that will equip you with useful employability skills, taking you a step closer to the career of your dreams, then you need to do this at Lancaster University, a degree program. Now, guess what? You'd also get about a 50% scholarship for that degree program at Lancaster. Get to be taught at the finance faculty of lectures, in an ultra-modern campus. More info is available to you at lancaster.edu.gh and also admissions at lancaster.edu.gh or call 0209 60 70 08. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. More great news on EDM Plus. I'll tell you more about brushing your teeth and where you can have the best brunch today, all lined up on the show. Now, this morning I'm honored to have head of EIB Digital, Mr. Kobe Spiky Nkrumah, join me on the show, brother from another mother. Kobe, welcome to the show. Welcome.
Thanks, bro. How you doing?
Look, I'm good. We've had loads of conversations, but the one that I'll never forget is the VR headset. I think we should do that again. Yes, we had a VR headset experience. It was like, do you still have it?
I do.
It works, right?
One. I even have the Oculus 2 and the 3 all. So.
Crazy. Charlie, I had to put in my head and then I was acting like I was punching.
Well, you owe me a flight.
Yeah. I was a flight. Yeah, let's go on a flight. We'll do that. Oh no, but I'm setting up. Big screen. You wait.
I'm talking about the real one.
Oh, like who?
The one that you were supposed to go.
You were supposed to go.
Oh,
Kobe.
You didn't go.
Yeah. Kobe, we need to address that. I know. Len, you can join us on that flight. Wouldn't you want to see me fly?
Charlie,
by the way,
do your first flight.
I should come. By the way, in 2020 something recently, Kobe Faki chopped some calf. Yeah, that calf money, some plenty money. Be that I'm just touching on that real quickly because we're talking money as well, and it dovetails into a part of the convo that we need to have. I mean, I even forgot about it, but what happened with that incident, that went on social media where you had, won your legal case against CAF with regards to a copyright infringement of a product? Yes. Just a bit of insight into it.
Okay, so, well, for those who don't know, I'm a music producer as well.
Wild one. Add wild music producer.
Wild there.
Yeah.
Thanks. And yeah, I make a lot of film scores and African-themed film scores. And so I guess that was the reason why CAF thought they could borrow, in quotes, my soundtrack and use for their CAF Awards 2018.
I think I need to bring the mic closer to you.
CAF Awards 2018 promotional videos for male African player of the year, female African player of the year.
Hold on, we're talking money. How did you find out? Did somebody tag you?
Oh, yeah. So, I don't like sports. I mean, I'm not interested in football. I'm not interested in any sports. But Gary Al Smith, he's a sports guy.
So he's taking his 10%?
Oh, if I put him on 50%, he's my G, we go way back.
Yeah.
And he would always ask for my beats to listen in his car. So he really likes my stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why it was very easy for him to hear it. So he heard it, he's like, nah, that's Spikey's beat.
Oh my God.
And then he sent it to me.
Oh my God.
He's like, Spikey, I heard your beat somewhere. You might want to check this out.
Okay, so hold on. We are going to be talking about making money online. Is it that when you complete your product and you put it out, you do put pieces, parts, full thing? What's your instruction on it when you post?
So, well, it depends on your approach. Mine is more like it's an advertising model for me. Like putting my music out there is for people who wanted to see it so they can reach out to me.
Okay.
And then I can either sell to them, lease it to them, or make something for them.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I put everything there. Not like, yeah, but it's tagged, you know, so it has my tag in it. So if you take it, I can still...
So from the one that they took, did they have your tag in it?
Interestingly enough, I was so excited about that beat when I made it, I didn't tag it.
That one?
That very one. It's so interesting.
So you tempted them?
You baited.
No. You see, bait is when you're intentional on trying to attract them. This one, he is a woman going to tidal rave and wearing her clothes. She didn't come to bait you. She was at, there was a girl that was training on the tidal rave. Yeah. So, you know her?
No, she was trending.
Computer man. So you're into
Computer man knows everybody.
It's into Frangarism. Oh, wow. Interesting. Anyway, so you're saying, okay.
Yeah, so, I put it out there. So people listen to them, and then people who want to use them reach out to me and say, hey, I'd like to use this for maybe my content or something, and I give them a license to use it, or I lease it to them, or, basically, we just have a conversation about something else. And these guys didn't reach out to me.
So, Gary Al Smith heard the song and knew that, no, these are elements of Spikey's beats and drew attention to it, and boom.
And it was. And so I sent him an email, said, hey, that song on that video belongs to me. And I do not recall us signing a contract for you to use it. And they didn't mind me. Like, it went on for a while till I went on a Twitter rage, just yelled, asked people to tag them for them to see. And then finally, they reached out to me and said, oh, we're trying to DM you, but your DMs are not open. Like, yeah. So then they asked my email. I sent them an email. They apologized and said, how do we fix this? And I said, well...
Fix it?
That's only one way to just compensate me. And he said, okay. So they would get back to me. They asked my phone number. We tried to have a conversation. We never heard each other. As in, I could hear them, but they claimed they couldn't hear me. Whether they could or they couldn't, I don't know.
Financial deafness.
So, I like that term.
It happens.
I like that term.
All the characters see, Charlie, the network.
The network, So, eventually they pulled it down, but it didn't mean that it was gone from everywhere on the internet, And
repost, reshares.
Yeah, and so it's still out there. And that means that I can't sell it to anyone else. I can't lease it to anyone else. And so, I tried to get them to have a conversation. It didn't happen. And so I had to go the legal route. And hectic. So, I almost gave up until I met my lawyer, Madame Sarah Nokwanku. She brought this thing out. She pushed me to pursue it because I'd spoken to a lot of lawyers, bro. Like, I'd call a lawyer, I'd say, Charlie, I have this case. But and then it dies, And so I was losing hope. Matter of fact, I even had to reach out to lawyers in Egypt because CAF is in Egypt. CAF is not in Ghana. And they told me that they gave me their retainer fees per hour. I look at my bank account and I look at the retainer fees.
Can you mention, without mentioning the lawyer, just an idea of figure.
$100 an hour.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was the cheapest, mind you. There was one
that doesn't secure you the best lawyer.
No.
And that doesn't even guarantee that you're going to win the case,
anything.
right?
Yes. One of them was like, I'd pay $5,800 up front, and then we would start the case, and then I didn't even read the rest. The 5,800, I was like, okay, archive. And I archived that email. So I was beginning to lose hope because I didn't have the money to pursue that, case. Till I met my lawyer who said, listen, let's go at it this way. Do you have money to do this? I'm like, well, it depends on how much. He's like, okay, so to pay for the filing fees, to pay for all these other things.
Administrative stuff.
All that stuff. If you can afford that, I'll take the case. And then we settle a percentage after you win the case. I'm like, brilliant. That makes sense. So we went at it. Very, very hectic, very expensive. But you know what happened. To be honest, it wasn't, I'd heard people saying that, Charlie, Ghana, you're not going to win anything. Maximum you probably get like 100,000 CDs, 150,000 CDs. And they'd give me examples of cases, Rex Omar's case, Tic Tac's case. And so I went in it with measured expectations, right? I wasn't really confident that I was going to get like an amount that would blow my mind. So the day I was even in court when they mentioned it, it took me a few seconds to process it, because there was lag.
Yeah.
There was lag.
Yeah.
The currency did not register
immediately
until I heard equivalent. I'm like, equivalent of what?
But you see, persons like you at this point in time is happy that the dollar is at 16 and the pound is at 2. Because
a part of me, yes,
yes.
a part of me, no. The business part of me that's doing business that constantly requires me to acquire things from the West is sad that it's going up. But then the part of me that's expecting dollars is happy.
Is that to say that when the money comes, it will be based on the exchange rate at that time, and whenever it comes?
No, it hasn't come. I mean, it's not that easy.
People are calling.
No, so do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess.
So when it comes and it's 20 cedis.
So what the judge said was a Ghana cedi equivalent of $250,000.
Okay.
So he didn't say based on the exchange rate at the time.
Right.
So whatever they're coming to pay at that time, they're coming to pay is the
same thing that they'll pay.
My number, same number now.
Yeah.
I mean, as the fan page of Friends of Kobe Spike,
as President Vice,
President
Vice, Secretary,
Indeed.
Friends of Kobe Spike.
I was waiting to ask him this question when he got here. He didn't even sit before I asked him.
Come here, so you go way back. Way back.
Now the time I mean,
Indeed.
Okay, interesting. So I mean,
solid, Charlie.
So there is money online.
Oh, there is.
There's a lot of money online, and that's how come.
Do you know how much specifically?
How
Let me
much?
blow your mind. In the year 2023, about $68 million was spent on digital marketing in Ghana alone.
Wow.
Yes. Like, just let that marinate. 68. I mean, let me just drop the 8 and let's just settle on the $60 million.
Wow.
Was spent in digital advertising. Ghana, on the Ghana
Spent
market.
on digital advertising.
Alone. Yeah, and it's grown like in such a fast pace. There's projection that it's even going to probably double or triple. And that's because there's more people coming online, there's more people grabbing these devices, and a lot more consuming content on these devices than on any other platform. There's a huge decline on other traditional platforms, but digital is growing like exponentially.
Does this number include what influencers are getting, or is it just for...
No, cuts across.
It cuts across, so not just for sponsored posts?
No. So everything from video ads to classifieds, to banner ads on social media, search ads, influencer ads, all of that put together.
The whole
looking
economy.
at the whole digital economy in Ghana. I'm not talking global, just Ghana.
Not Niger.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you're looking at external markets like brands advertising in Ghana. You're looking at local brands advertising in Ghana. But as we get into the conversation, I'll give you a few things to look out for.
Wow.
So how many of you chopped that money you saw? Last year.
I mean, so that's the thing. A lot of us are not chopping that more than
Go
money.
explain, Taya.
A lot of us. Yet we are producing a lot of
money,
content and it's going for free. And I keep saying that, it takes a certain mindset to reach a point where you realize that just as you explained, you created content and you put it out there and people picked it up and used it. That's every single time you pick your phone, your device to even do a selfie and say nothing. It's content that you deserve to be paid for, paid. But do we know how to get paid? And that is the conversation. So we pick the platform, for example, like YouTube, because various platforms have got various characters and how. But before that, let me ask you, I don't know if you have an idea of it. Which of these platforms is the most paying? It's paying now. YouTube.
Yeah. So you chose the best platform to discuss this on.
YouTube is paying. So
listen,
where am I?
I'll just tell you something.
Yes.
There's a client I work for, and he makes an average of $20,000 every month. So annually, he's making excess of $200,000 every single
The
day.
person based in Ghana.
Is he singing a nice song or what?
No. He just makes content. You should see him. Very, very unassuming dude, but he's making bank.
Oh,
Just
I
off YouTube.
told you not to tell my story.
Oh yeah, sorry. I mean, I didn't say anything. You didn't have to
Forgive
say
him.
it. You didn't have to say
Are you kidding me?
it. No, I'm not.
Wow.
Actually, I could show you the stats. I could
Wow,
show you
wow.
everything. And in 2020, we were making about $120,000 annually. And I was like, listen, you can make more. Like, you know the typical Ghanaian attitude. And we just did a few tweaks to already existing content. Boom, double the amount.
Kobe, regions and earnings. I know that they say that those who are outside of Africa are earning more, those in America are earning more. You know, if you are somewhere in India, you're probably earning way less, you know, and all of that. So can you get into that as well? And then the possibility of, because I hear people say that I'm in Ghana, but I've put my region in America so that I'll be able to earn more.
So that's a misconception, right? About I put my region in America so I can earn more. You can be in Ghana and you would have American audience. So it's the content that's really working for you. I like that you asked that question, and it's actually the backbone of digital revenue generation. In Ghana, we are worth next to nothing. When I give talks like this, I tell people we are worthless in Ghana. And it's not because as the people... it's not because the people are worthless. It's because the brands are not investing in digital, right? There's not a lot of competition. So let me break it down to how it actually works. Okay. We create this content. We're done. We upload it onto YouTube. YouTube shows this content to an audience. If the audience is in Ghana, the adverts that they are going to see, I can bet anyone here has seen a number of ads I'm going to mention. Kivo.
Yeah.
Savannah Pinto.
Yeah.
Baumia.
Bold Food, Baumia. You know, these are the ads that you're seeing. And we're all seeing them because there's not a lot of competition, right? If there was competition and there was actual targeting, what you would see is not what I would see. I mean, look at our social media feeds. They're very, very unique to each of us. That's because our interests are very different. Now, if every single brand in Ghana was investing in digital marketing, the ads would also be very, very heavily targeted, and there'd be competition. And that would mean that there'd be bids on bids on bids. So everyone is competing on who can bid the highest to earn.
So it means not many companies are advertising online.
In Ghana.
In Ghana, yes.
So that means that our CPM, which is the cost per meal, is very low. The barrier for entry is very low because there's not competition. So anybody can come in with a few bucks, advertise, and you reach people.
A lot of people.
Right? But let's take this to the West. Go to America, for instance. How many watch companies are there? If watch companies wanted to create an advert and target people who like watches, there'll be a lot of competition, and it would be the highest bidder. So if you pay more,
you get a better reach, better audience, better target. Yes.
And then the people whose content this ad is shown on get a higher share, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously there's competition, and there's a higher value that is being put out there. So with that being said, if your audience is 2 million Ghanaians versus 100,000 Americans. Somebody could have 500,000 Americans watching that content, and you would have 2 million Ghanaians watching content. The person making the 500,000 Americans is making more than you, because the ads that are showing on their content is more valuable.
It's premium. Yeah, they've been priced.
Yes.
They've been priced higher.
Yeah.
Yes,
because there's a lot more.
Which is why you have someone like Woody Maya making more money, because his target audience is not necessarily Ghanaians. How many Ghanaians are going to watch Woody Maya's content? They're already in Africa. They're already in Ghana. They're not looking to build anything. But the people in the West who are looking to relocate are watching the content because, hey, I want to move back to the homeland.
Yeah.
You know? And so you'd find that he would make more money than, say, a local content creator, right? But you'd find content creators in Ghana who are appealing to Ghanaians in the diaspora would also be making more money, because Ghanaians in the diaspora miss home. So they want to see things that remind them of home. Yeah. And so value goes up. But you whose target audience is Ghanaians, your value would be low. So somebody would be making, say, just $1,000 a month. And they're wondering, Charlie, the YouTube I've done, so I'm not making money. That's because your audience your audience is, largely Ghanaian. But then there are other factors as well. So it's not just that. But that's one of the main things.
It means that as a content creator, we shouldn't limit ourselves to. We shouldn't limit our mindset to not even necessarily appealing. Yes, indirectly you are doing things that appeal to the immediate audience. We should understand that it's on a global platform, so anybody can watch. So I can actually do history of India sitting in Ghana, and not necessarily focus on a Ghanaian watching it. I might be chasing after some Chinese who want to know about Indians, and that. But it's very difficult to break out of that shell. But once you break out of that shell, now the cumbersome process of going through YouTube and converting your content into money is now where the honor issue new one. Clearly looks like, I feel like it's a really cumbersome process. But can you just speak to it for us or run us through on the mechanics around this thing?
Actually, like, it's the simplest job anybody can.
Hey!
Honestly. The only difficulty in creating content for YouTube is your shooting and your editing, or ideating. So coming up with the idea that you want to create a content, and then shooting and editing and making it presentable enough is where the work is. The rest of them is optimization, essentially. So starts from anyone, just any idea of any content.
I mean, maybe I do sports review,
Sports review.
Yes.
Okay. So who's your target audience?
Question number one. Okay.
Right. You need to identify your target audience. What is going to set you apart from any other person who's creating sports review content, right? And whatever you do, you must make sure that uniqueness is what's going to sell you. So you're done. You've created the content. And mind you, people overthink these things. Some people are thinking, I need to use an 8K camera to shoot this. I bet you there's some kid using a 3GP capable phone and shooting content in 480p, and they're getting views because maybe the content is that good. Yeah. Right? I remember, what's that little girl's name in Nigeria, the comedian? Emanuela. Good. They made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the beginning, did you see the content quality? It was terrible. The color grading was rubbish. But people watch it because the content is good. One of the highest paid YouTube channels in Africa
who would that
is the Egyptian channel that does the 5 minutes hacks.
Oh.
You've seen those things?
Yes.
Yeah.
Egyptian channel that's
the DIYs, they show you.
Let's find it and let's see if we can production team to help us on this so we can have some
visuals.
Just
Google the highest paid YouTube channels in Africa. You see them, we'll drop it there.
Okay, so we're going to look for, I'm sure Olele can help us with this one as well. So the highest paid YouTube. Yeah? YouTube channel in Africa. So production team, someone talk to me and
I'll find it and I'll just send it.
I see superhero in training. Okay, so if you can just pick a list of any of them, look out for any of them and then see if we can go on their page to see exactly what content they are creating, because it brings me to another question. This
is the infographic I'm talking about.
Okay.
You've seen it? Okay, so when you look right at the top there, you'll see.
You can screenshot that for me. Okay. I'll get that. Yeah, on the screen, because So I've seen the what do you call it? The superhero in whatever it is. Oh my God! Like, I've seen their page now. So they have 8.76 million subscribers. And I'm sure they're making some mad money.
Yeah, Creative Crafts in 5 minutes. They're making about $8 million annually.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Archangel Comedy was making about $4 million.
Yes.
Rack Ghana in Ghana was making about $300,000.
Wow.
Yeah. And like Hussein and Zainab in Senegal, $2 million. You had Sheikh Mohammed from Mauritania making about $100,000. Morocco, Baraka, $2 million. He's a gamer. He streams games. Walid in Algeria was making $4 million. That's education. Hey. Amir Slow, as another gamer, was making about $1 million, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Is there any particular kind of content that you've noticed that attracts the most, audience?
So, you see, it also depends on that audience. You need to know the audience that you are targeting, right? But streamers are making good money. So far, we've seen 2 streamers.
How does that work with regards to copyright? Because we sometimes have football games going on, and then you see people are able to stream that. How does that work?
No, so streaming a game you're playing is different from streaming a game that is being broadcast.
Okay,
right?
okay.
So a game you're playing, and then you're streaming. And for the longest time, PewDiePie was the largest YouTuber. He was the biggest, the largest subscriber base.
PewDiePie.
Yeah. So he was a streamer. He'd play a game and he'd give commentary and he'd show the game he's playing.
Walkthroughs.
And just commentary and tips, walkthroughs, like Serial just said. And people just subscribe to watch his stuff. Okay. And now it's Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is the largest. And Mr. Beast, largely because of his giveaways. People are always
crazy giveaways,
looking to get something from consuming his content. So that's what's made him big. And everyone has a niche.
So that we have on the screen, top earning,
so everyone has the niche that's.
So in Ghana we have Rack Ghana.
Yeah.
What in Ghana?
What did they do?
Rack Ghana. They were the ones who were doing those street quizzes. They go around asking you, what is photosynthesis? And somebody will say it's a camera. Or you haven't seen their content.
Somebody said you're in
Yeah, because it's funny.
Like
comedy.
Pops and stuff.
Yeah, it's comedy. And it made them good money.
And we are overthinking. Welcome, and under the raspulate of the Maragot, we are going to inculate the Bologot.
With permission, I mean, Ragana, I'm just picking your content just to show for the purposes of viewing. It's not for commercial purposes, so I'm just putting that disclaimer out there. But kudos to you guys on the work you're doing.
Massive.
But if you are able to be the highest earners on YouTube from Ghana, I mean currently, then that's incredible.
Now I think they've even been unseated.
It's likely.
Yeah. I think they've been unseated. And that also segues into one of the tips that people need to know. You really have to be consistent with YouTube. You see, both the algorithm and the platform and the advertising and your audience need that consistency to keep coming back. There's this thing I tell people every single time. When you pick up your phone and you go on Instagram, you go on Facebook, you go on TikTok, and you're watching a video and you mistakenly refresh, and that video goes, how often do you get it back?
It's very hard.
Very hard to ever get it back. That's because there's a plethora of content out there. You're competing with billions of content creators. When I say billions, every single person on this planet Earth is a content creator. And mind you, some people even create multiple content, multiple pages. You're competing against all these people. Mm-hmm. And you think that you do today, you don't do tomorrow, and so you're fine. Mm-hmm. Right? Let me use this analogy. Your favorite wache seller.
Yes.
You buy from her consistently all your life. She stops coming 3 days in a row.
We move on.
Do you sit down and say, she will come, Debbie?
And so there's no waiting.
No, there's no waiting. And as consumers, as content consumers, our behavior has changed. We've gone from the time where we used to sit and wait for GTV to come on for us to watch GTV to the point where people actually are going to consume the content that they want, hence Netflix, hence YouTube, hence Hulu, when you want it. So now it's no longer we pushing the content to them, people are pulling the content to them. And so you have to be consistent. You have to make sure that your content is always out there, ready for your audience to grab. Well, that's where the consistency is. Now, the algorithm favors you if you are consistent. If you're consistent, people keep coming to watch your content. The algorithm realizes that, people like this stuff. Mind you, they're also trying to get paid, the platform owners.
Yeah.
So people who keep their audiences engaged, people who keep their audiences coming back, are the best bet for them to get paid. Why do I give my product to someone who's not going to sell when I have someone who would definitely sell it every single time they'll take it out there? So that consistent person, ads would show on your.
So and there are cases where people are consistent over a couple of weeks and months, yet still they are not getting that prioritization that the platform needs to give them. Because sometimes you'd find or hear people saying that I've been creating content for so long on a particular platform, yet still I'm not getting the push that I need.
Yeah, because my current earnings is 0.069 cents.
You say if you get 0. My own, I know they see.
So you see, there are a lot of things that come together to make this cake.
Yeah.
Right? You might put your content out there. Do you go to watch the data? Sorry. Data is very important in this day and age. It's a new gold. I take data over this whole building filled with gold any day. Now, the reason why the data is important is then you know how much people are consuming your content. Mm-hmm. Are they staying from the beginning to the end? Or are they just coming in, dropping out? They knock, open, who's there? Oh, it's you. Bye-bye. Yeah. And then they're gone.
Yeah.
looking at that data lets you know whether you're actually doing well. So you could be consistent, but you're consistent at doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right? You should be consistent at creating content that your audience constantly wants to watch. Okay? So you go to your data, look at your analytics. What are my views looking like? Where are my audience coming from?
Yeah, so I knew whilst we were talking about this, I knew this was going to come up where when Ragnar is written it 10 times asking that where's Sky Marshall, where's Sky Marshall, where's Sky Marshall. Sally, you don't increase my pain. My brother, don't increase my pain.
You see, that's good content.
Yeah, I did my pain.
Because that was a Wodemaya-ish. That was a Wodemaya-ish.
You
focused on Ghana.
My pain. Don't you see this morning we are all at peace. When Ragnar has just come to take pink and he's choking me like this, like this.
He's breaking your table.
You know.
Sorry.
So that's the thing. I mean, and that's why we're having this conversation, because we didn't see, even if we thought about it several times, but now migrating to a platform and going through that pain of
starting all over,
you know, and how the numbers can sometimes be slow in growth. You come and refresh after 3 weeks and you have 2 subscribers. You know, then you question yourself whether it's really worth it.
That's what you're supposed to do. Question yourself, not if it's worth it, but what am I doing wrong, right? What could I do better? A lot of the times, what people don't realize is, and I see this a lot with the media, they put great content out there, then your title is the most ridiculous thing. Culture Daily, today's what?
Today's
14th.
Yes, Culture Daily, 14th October, period. And that's the title of the video. Who on earth is going to know what's in that content?
Yeah.
There are no proper tags. There's no proper thumbnails. How are you going to attract people? Think of it as a product. You're a brand. You're a business.
So I can write, Kobe Spikey's money is in.
That's clickbait. But yeah, you see, you have to be very strategic with these things. So what are you saying about the content that's going to get people, compel them to click? What are you showing on the thumbnail that's going to get people to click? You see these people who create these videos where an alligator is fighting a python and the python is swallowing the alligator. You'd watch the whole video, it's not in there.
It's not in there.
Clickbait, but they got you to watch it. And you still go back to click it. I'm not saying you should do clickbait, but you sort of get, the perspective that we're going at. It's all about making your content attractive, making it compelling enough for people to click.
Okay, so let's go and check out a sample from Rack Ghana's content. Like I said, it's not for commercial purposes. It's just for
research and education.
Yes, research and education.
Yes.
Just to see exactly what, because they are part of that. They maybe have been unseated, but they sit among the top earners on YouTube in the country. So let's check out their content and let's see what we have.
It's sweet too. Shall I like it too?
It's okay.
What's our breast?
Do you want it?
Pardon?
Do you want it?
Please.
What nutrients can you find in breast?
Cabbage. What? Carrots. Green pepper.
Amara, you are a big liar.
What's our breast?
There are 2 hanging laps that women carry in town.
Carry in town.
Yeah, carry in town.
Your life.
What do they use it to do?
They use it in feeding their babies.
Okay, all right, so I hear it has over 1 million views.
Where you the right script.
Green pepper.
Screen opens
Green
to
pepper,
Jay Foley
cabbage and
seated. Foley
Pan
introduces show.
Wait, hold on. Camera, light,
set,
this,
Action.
all of this,
makeup.
and these guys, they use some mic, some old mic.
Overthinking it. On the street,
Overthinking it.
most likely. Let's create some content.
I think a lot of wannabe content makers focus a lot on themselves, not the content.
This is true.
Like they worry about how do I look? It needs to look dope. I need to be seen with, like you said, this camera and this that. Like, is there even a low key thing? So
are we getting to a point
where
where
what is breast?
People, I know, two hanging this
lamps.
So where it's getting to now is people but that are being used, because this clearly they are deliberately using people's intelligence, IQ levels and make money off them. Do you think somebody can take them on, not sue, take them on that, okay, I'm in this video and it looks like you are using me for commercial purposes. So
they consented probably.
I want to.
If they're smart enough, which I'm sure they probably did, they asked for their consent and let them know that they're going to do this with it. And once that's done, you're good to go.
Yes.
But I mean, obviously, there should be documentation to some of these things. But then again, some of these people are actually happy to see themselves on TV. That's all that matters. Yeah, oh yeah. Hey, do you see me? They don't care about the answers they give.
And then
actually, most of the people
video.
Okay,
can he take any legal routes on that with that video?
What did you say?
This is
Acrobatus video.
So
and the other Nollywood inserts and all that.
So those inserts and things, this is when you become a content creator. It gets to a point where you have to know copyright. Yeah, which I've become sort of an expert because of my case. So there's fair use, right? There's a limit to how much of content you can use fairly. Right?
What do you say, Lily?
Under 1 minute.
Even
under 1 minute.
Lower now.
Yeah,
you can't even even less than 12 seconds.
Less than 12 seconds.
I was, once again, a brand I worked for got sued for $10,000 because they used 15 seconds of a certain person's video, which was educational, in their YouTube content, and it was monetized. And he didn't even send a copyright strike alone. Had his lawyer send a letter requesting $10,000, actually $20,000 in damages, which later was negotiated to $10,000 for him to release a strike. Is that serious? So you don't just go and take somebody's content. Fair use. There's a limit.
Because this acrobatus video, for example, is over fair use.
Abused.
It's fair.
Very far.
It's been abused.
Even internationally.
Yeah.
Sorry, we can't hear you.
I said it's gone very far. I mean, I'm not talking about just African content creators. I've seen some Black American content creators who have used even the sound.
Yeah, the laughter.
You hear the laughter, in the background. So I'm not too sure if UTV
they can't do anything.
Despite media are going to do anything about it now.
When it gets to a point where the content is
viral,
so viral and it's accessible to so many people, you're individual, you go sit in court forever.
You don't have hold on it anymore. But I wanted us to talk about clickbait, right?
Okay.
Because we see this happen a lot. Even with some bloggers, we see that they use clickbait a lot, right? And then it goes beyond that to content creators as well, because I think that the blogger culture started big before even content creation started. But it's really common now where you see that the thumbnail or the caption, nothing has any relation. Yes, it doesn't have any relation or correlation to what the content is. But these people, time and again, will clickbait, and then they still have people coming back to watch their content. They still have the views and all of that. At which point do you, as a content creator, pull the plugs or the brakes on that and say that I'm going to be my honest self? Because what I am thinking is, should that happen, you also lose, a certain. But at which point should the content creators stop?
So clickbait is, you see, there's a smart way to doing clickbait. You can do clickbait where there's an element of truth in your clickbait material. But then again, it could come back to bite you, because we have something called bounce rate, right? So bounce, come in, go out, come in, go out. The more people come in, go out, the algorithm realizes that you are probably lying to them about something. Why are people coming and leaving?
Yeah, the algorithms now is
even TikTok's algorithm, if you understand how it works. That's why TikTok makes easy stars out of people, right? Today, you take anyone takes a video, uploads it to TikTok. What it does is it takes an initial sample size and shows them the content. How they relate to that content determines its next step.
Yes.
So then it goes to a wider audience. If that wider audience also accepts it, consumes it some more.
Yeah, you could wake up with the post of 1,000 views. The next thing you have 1 million views.
Yes.
I've seen it happen.
Good.
Yeah, typical example. Even one of my most recent posts on Facebook, for example. I woke up one morning. It was, less than 24 hours. It was hundreds of thousands. The next thing I knew, this video, and I was showing to my team. This video has got about 8,000 comments, and I'm asking like, whoa. Yeah. 2,600 shares, and I'm like, oh, but it's not monetized,
So you see, sometimes it gets to a certain point and it peaks. So you notice some content gets to like 1,000 and it peaks. It doesn't go beyond there. It means that audience did not really engage with it some more. So the algorithm realizes that it makes no sense pushing it any
again,
further.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to enjoy it. And so it dies. So understanding how these platforms work, understanding how these algorithms work, understanding how your content is received and consumed makes it, and I forgot one thing, even the first few seconds determine whether your content will continue to grow or not. Which is why now you realize that people have created a different strategy where they bring the peak part of the video at the beginning.
To the beginning,
you know, so it's an accident. They bring the accident and then go back to show what happened prior to the accident.
Yeah.
That's because they want to, hold you. So that's
I want to tell you that there's
bait.
more ahead. Wait.
That the clickbait,
Exactly. That's baity. But then it's showing you what is in there. So that keeps you on there. But you don't show me something that's not in the video, then I'll bounce. And when I bounce, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your performance across every single platform. If you do that, you're penalized. And over time, your clout, if I should use that as a good term, begins to reduce. And then you're not being shown to people as often. Mind you, these platforms are getting smarter and smarter each day. If you're a blogger and you're clickbaiting, your headline says something different from your content, the robots that come to read it, now we've got AI that can read natural human language very well. It's going to get to the point where it comes, reads the article, you're a liar, and then drops you somewhere. I'm not going to even put you in the search engine, right? And so you just need to understand all these platforms, understand how they work, understand what you're trying to achieve with them, and then do it. And then you'd get the results.
Okay, please, I know since I have you, let me just squeeze this out of you before I let you off. Just moving slightly away from YouTube, and since you mentioned AI, musicians, have we reached a point where there are certain, softwares, AIs that can create a whole song, maybe me without me even? I'm considering because I want to release my album and then not experience any copyright issues.
You didn't hear the case of the guy who made millions of streams on Spotify and the rest using AI produced music. So yeah, he made songs using AI, lots of them, and then used the same AI to stream them and get millions of streams and millions.
And that is allowed,
dollars.
or isn't it?
It's not.
No,
I mean,
it was stopped.
It was stopped. Technically, if this guy has a good lawyer, he could win. Because what did I do wrong?
It's still art. AI is a new instrument.
Yeah. What did I do wrong? If you can defend that there's nowhere did he infringe on anyone's copyright, or the material that was used to train the AI was trained on data that is open to the public and not someone's copyright property that he used to train his AI. If he's able to prove that, by all means, he'll win this case.
Okay, let me come back to the YouTube now. So, where are we now, or where has it reached now in terms of how difficult is it now to meet the criteria to make earnings off YouTube? Because it's like it's been tightened. It's been
There's a lot of people. Everybody wants to make the money some. I mean, I just told you, it's got millions of dollars out there to be earned. But it's still very easy if you ask me. I mean, 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers in a year. If your content is good, you should get that in a month. If your content is really good, quick record time, you should have those 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. And you also have to invest. So I actually have a question. Someone's asking me, how does sponsoring videos affect the actual performance of the video? So I've sponsored my videos before because I feel like it can attract an audience to an already existing bouquet of content or basket of content that I already have. You have to, as the accounts will say, this kind of pisca. So if you realize that your organic is not growing, you could by all means invest. Leverage all the other social media platforms. So you've got good content on YouTube. It's not really picking up, but you've got good numbers on TikTok. Why don't you put a trailer for that content on TikTok, direct people to your content on YouTube, right? Leverage all these other platforms to direct audiences to your content on YouTube. Or you could invest a little bit of money, boost that content on YouTube to the right audience. Thankfully, you have good targeting tools. So if I know that, like we were talking about this morning, where you and I are not seeing entertainment news, I'm seeing cars and tech, right? My ads are different, her ads are different. If I wanted to target people who like cars, I know exactly the keywords I'm going to use. And those people would see those ads, and the possibility of them clicking is high. What brand? What's your favorite sneaker brand?
Currently, I think Pumas.
My guy. So you see, if I'm Puma and I'm trying to target people, I'm looking at.
By the way, I saw Pamu.
Are we looking at people who like Pumas? What do they have in common, right? So we'll identify those things. One thing that Puma lovers would have in common is they like motorsports, because Puma does Mercedes, BMW, all of them. They are sneakers, Ferrari, all of them. So I'd look for car lovers as well. Push car lovers themed Puma content to them as Puma as an advertiser, right? Now that guarantees that they would click. Me, you show me anything BMW, there's a high possibility I'll click. In fact, there's not a high possibility. I will click, right? And so that's the targeting. You do that, you get the people to click, and you targeted your content to them. So this show is targeted at people who are looking to make YouTube money. So we have to now identify what do they have in common. They're already probably following anybody who's teaching things on how to make money on YouTube. They're following certain keywords, CPM. They're following subscribers. They're following AdSense. So all those keywords are the things that used to target them. And definitely they would see your content and they'd click. That means that you too, in your content creation, in your tags, they're going to put all these keywords there. AdSense, YouTube monetization, digital marketing. Then people who watch this show, who are on this show, you put all of them their names. So if somebody Googles Jay Foley, maybe I saw this, I was in the bank. The bank has a TV on mute, but I saw the slug that says understanding monetization on YouTube. I don't know the guy who's talking, but I know the host. He's Jay Foley. So I said Jay Foley YouTube monetization. If those texts are not in the tags, the content wouldn't come. But if it's there, the content comes up. He's like, yeah, I saw this on TV. Now I get to watch it on YouTube. Guess what? He's paying you by watching that. It's counting to your watch hours, it's counting to your subscribers. If you also decide that you want to sponsor that, you use that same methodology to sponsor the video, to push it out there. Then people who are looking for this information find it. They watch it like, these guys are always showing us content that we actually learn something from. Let me subscribe to them. I might find something. Now that segues into another thing, call to actions. Human beings, why do you think after every advert, open, do it to that's a call to action, right? Which is why you find people saying like, share, subscribe. It's consistent because they know that you are telling people to do something, and there's a high possibility they will do it. You don't do that, they watch the video and they move. And the next person who says like, share, subscribe, they would rather do it because they are listening. You've caught their attention. It's psychological. Understanding marketing, understanding the psychology of human beings all ties into these things.
Charlie, hobby.
Note taking.
Because you see that's in
crash course.
That's in where I catch Charlie. If you wake up, you do content going to 11 views.
And you see, let me just say this thing.
11 loyal people.
That search for perfection is what kills us.
Yes, I did with one comment of an emoji.
Bro, I did a video. It's one of the darkest videos I shot. I shot it with my phone alone. Imagine reviewing an 85-inch TV and you have to use your phone. And I'll put the the camera between my chin and my chest. And then be using the remote. I shot this video. This video got 10K views. The video that I actually hired a crew to shoot still has under 300 views.
Look, let me check this in real quick.
That's how ridiculous it is.
How ridiculous it is. Maybe you can brush your teeth, do a brush your teeth content as well with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter every morning. Just brush your teeth. Just make sure your teeth ugly.
Welcome to my page.
Smear your teeth with things and then brush it. But trust me, because every time when we eat, food and sugars get trapped between our teeth, and sometimes this can lead to tooth decays and gum disease. It's very important. That's why you need to brush your teeth morning and evening with Pepsodent Cavity Fighter. It will give you the protection that it needs. It leaves with 10 times stronger teeth. It is fortified with pro-fluoride and micro-calcium ingredients that will seal tiny and invincible holes in your teeth. Now, there are various pack sizes. There's the Jaqua, which is about 65 grams and 12 gram sachet as well. And the big family pack, about 175 gram as well. So you can always afford any at any point in time. Brush your teeth morning and evening with Pepsodent. And when you, I was saying that take your boyfriend and girlfriend for brunch. You can do it. It's not anything giddy. Yeah, at Live Resto Lounge. Listen, it's in East Legon. Okay, they have a delicacy of meals, a lot of things that you can afford to eat. Sit in the other ambience is beautiful. Enjoy. Ghana will be playing Sudan as well. I think tomorrow, right?
Yep.
Yeah, tomorrow. So hey, how about about tomorrow you take care there? So 2 days in a row. Score a hat trick till Wednesday, and you will definitely get your reward on Thursday. So Live Resto Lounge in East Legon. You can call them on 020-133-7766 and experience Live Resto Lounge. Eat hot, eat good. Charlie, Kobe, I'll convert my 11 views. 11 views somehow, some way. We've tried, but like talking about even the kind of content, I've had my own experiences. I've learned, So we are going to reach a certain point where media houses would now even stop chasing after advertising from agencies and all of that.
Indeed,
it would be the content that you are putting out on your social media that's paying you.
Yeah.
A lot of the challenge that media houses face is the fact that we have to work around the copyright issues, and it's quite difficult sometimes because we always fall on third-party content to finalize your main content. So you have to create your own. Kobe, there are a lot of conversations that we have to have. Our time is up. It's 10 o'clock. We have to go. I wish we would expand the AI conversation, but we'll look at that another time. Thank you so very much. Good morning to our bosses. Thank you so very much. Kobe, but we're back at the same time tomorrow, being Tuesday. It's Pink October, so it means Breast Cancer Awareness Month as well. Get checked. Everybody in this room, get checked. Get checked. I'll help you out. And on that note, we are out of here.
I can't even hear you.
Thank you very much. We are out of here.